This video contains flashes images and loud sudden noises, so if your health might be affected, please do not watch this video.
Hello everyone! Well, today I've decided to make every single troop in Panzer Rush. And I'm gonna show you all of them in one place. So hopefully the new guys, when they started to play, they should be able to kind of see for themselves how the troops looks like. I mean, if you find this helpful, great. If don't, then, well, I've done it already. So this is it. That's all ground troops. There is also Willis and Polus, but they can only be made from home base, which I don't have on this map. But other than that, from any other base, this is what you can make. And I've made them into a few groups. Okay, so I'll start from the tanks. Now, there are pretty much two groups of tanks. One is, well, I call it, one is the heavy tanks, and the other one is the other tanks. So every group of those are designed for a certain purpose. One has weakest armor, but strong on weapon power. Some are very strong, and so on. Some are strong against boats. The other one are strong against trains, and so on. So you need to just read a description of all of them. But this is how they look like. Okay? Quick spoiler! It takes approximately 30 groups of Willis, 2 groups of Moles, plus another 2 groups of Moles, and probably 3 attempts to take down all ground units in the game. When you are attacking with Willis, you need to come together, surround the enemy, and get in closer at the same time, so you get them all in one place. And boo! I got you. The way to So that's the light tanks. This is a group of anti-air units. That's the only anti-air units in the game you can make. Okay? Except the Moles and T-34s. These are actually quite good for ground units as well. But the M19, Skinks, M16s and FP6s, they pretty much mainly for the air unit. They will shoot at other units as well, but mainly they're good for the air units. Then we've got these heavy tanks. Now, I call them all heavy tanks except the Karl. Well, we can call it tank, I don't know, it's more like artillery or something. But anyway, it's a heavy equipment basically. This is the only Karl, is the only item in that group which is really good against bases and bases only. The rest groups are to attack other troops. Then we go to a base defense unit. Now, let me see. Well, probably there are more tanks than base defense units, but yes, that's all for the base defense. So obviously Bredas, everyone knows Bredas, the Brum and SP2s, they are relatively new units. I've made one video about them. SP2s probably kind of useless. They look cool, but they're not so good. You've got GPFs, SP6s. I mean, these are brilliant. People love them. Waspy, to be honest, I have no idea. I don't think I've ever used them. Then you've got the cannon. The cannon is good because they can actually shoot from a distance for the long range flags. Again, I didn't really use them a lot. Lancia is basically, when you start in the game, you make a lot of launchers. So launchers and breaders, this is like a sort of bread and butter, I would say. Yeah. And Bison, now I personally using Bison when I'm starting a new map, and I need to quickly do some troops to take out base defense. But other than that, I didn't really use them. But there you go. That's all the base defense units. Now that's 3 different groups actually. Well, APC is on its own. You can't really do much except taking the bases and perhaps racing. Cats, it's not a car, it's not a tank, it's not an anti-air unit, so I put it on the side. Very long range, but very weak. Although people love them. I mean, it's a sort of a necessity. So, and these 2 are just the ammunition trucks. This is for your Carl, and that is for your cats. And then we've got trains. There's only 5 trains available, and as you well know, that is against the train, that is the anti-air, and the ground unit, that's just anti-air, that against bases, and this is against ground unit. Very good against the ground units, especially if you got few of them, but they are also very weak. So this is it. I just have to say that there are 3 groups missing in here, which is Willys, B10s, and Polus, which I mentioned earlier. So let's move on and have a look on all air units in the game. So what I'm showing you in here, that's every single air unit you can physically make in this game. You've got all helicopters and all planes. Everything in one place. I also trying to keep the chronology of what you have in the bases. So if you look at the helicopters, you've got R4s, then you've got the anti-ground units, then you've got anti-base units, anti-air units, and the spy units. And the same I put for the planes. So that's what it is. That's how much groups you can have. Now I can make them all into one space, so you can see how they look like. So basically a bunch of them. And now I'm just gonna select the helicopters and separate the helicopters from the planes. And that's it. That's all it is. So I mean, obviously there are more ground units than air units, but that's what you got. So now let's move to the last group of troops, which are boats. There's no many available, but here they are. That's how they look like. And if you would like to successfully destroy boats, you just use B-25s. Just like that. And now, just in case you wonder what's gonna happen if you send all planes from the game to attack bunch of moles and skinks, well, there you go. Just have a look. Oh boy. Well, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, and I will see you in the next one.